There hasn't been anything in a while.
No?
Good morning from rainy Bermuda. That's
Okay,
good,
that was
right?
good, that was good, that was good.
Alright, so, Will, you want to be in our intro?
Aw.
Alright, so take 2. He wasn't cooperating the first time. Good morning from rainy Bermuda. We are playing tennis in the flooded car park of Fairmont, Southampton. Today's date is September 18th. It's the 18th.
18th September.
September 18th.
Start of a wear week.
First day of patio wear week. Unfortunately for you guys, we do not have much footage this week.
Because we've been finishing off the IDC for Little Will over the last 2 weeks, and we were hoping to get out today for a wear week, but unfortunately we've had horrible weather. As you can see, the car park is absolutely flooded.
We're waiting for the car to be able to come out, so Mom, if you're watching this, we're not gonna flood your car today. That's next week's goal. Cool?
But as always guys, we're going to show you some footage. We've got some random clips of footage from the past few days. Not always in the story, but we've got some cool footage from some different wrecks, so we're going to run that.
Not always in the story? Story of what? Story of life?
Story of life, the story of the following the journey of a
We're
guy.
just gonna play the video.
Enjoy.
Bye!
Chuck it onto the sides and then step away from this, because this is going to, if it does the same thing it did last time, it turned, no, holes, you can leave the grate near it.
Why did it suck you down?
Last time it turned into a geyser. Water started spurting up.
Really?
Yeah, all water started coming out from around the sides here.
That'd be actually quite cool to see.
It was fucking wild. Me and Ern like ran back there.
Oh, here we go.
Here you go. Probably going to do the same thing.
Wow.
Are we really that basic we get amused by this?
Hold up.
That's so cool.
Round 2, Ern.
Is it safest?
Well, there's a crack. There's a crack the whole way along here. What we did last time, before the crack, hair started like pissing out here.
As I said.
Yeah. Tough morning.
So as we pull together these clips of us diving different dive sites around Bermuda, we're going to be mainly exploring the dive sites on the southwest of the island, southwest breaker and in Betweenies. Now we got sideswiped by a hurricane recently, Hurricane Larry. A little bit of wind, wasn't too bad, just a wee breeze, but the sea was very rough. We had huge swells, big waves, and that had an impact on the reef. Visibility is slowly starting to come back after quite a number of weeks now of very poor visibility, but we went out to Southwest Breaker to go inspect the cable. Now it's a really famous cable that runs to Argus Tower, which used to be an old Cold War submarine tracking station. But the cable used to sit upright and in tension. Now it snapped during the winter storms this year, so it's now sitting down in the sand. But over the years it's grown coral, a lot of brain coral, a lot of sea rods, just different coral species growing on it. But unfortunately Hurricane Larry has dropped huge amounts of sand onto the cable, which has buried most of the cable, as you can see as we swim across it, and unfortunately it's causing the coral to actually die, as you can see here where the cable snapped during the winter storms. Now this cable goes out for around about 20 nautical miles out to Argus Bank. We were working with Department of Environment to get the footage for Dr. Tammy Warren and also the head of the Coral Reef Foundation in Bermuda about looking to relocate these brain corals and plant them somewhere else on the island. So you don't want them to be dying off, so we're trying to find solutions which we can do so we can replant them and relocate them. But unfortunately, as we start moving some of the sand, you can see some of the coral is already starting to die. You can see it's starting to go white. It's not getting the algae is not getting the sun. It's not being able to pick up the minerals and vitamins it needs to survive. So you can see here while I'm moving the sand off, you can see parts of it's already starting to die. We'll try and do what we can to save the coral, but unfortunately with getting permits to remove the coral and everything, it's probably going to be too late for us. So as we were just trying to have a look, see what we could see in the coral as Will and me looked at it. But there's always hope. Hopefully we'll find a solution, only time will tell. But as me and little Will, we head back to the Southwest Breaker, back to the main breaker to go explore. And it was beautiful considering after the hurricanes, visibility is a bit murky, but it's getting better as we come across some Chevron Butterflyfish cruising along the reef. And as we work our way back to the boat, because little Will and me have been working on his IDC, and of course Holly as well has been helping us, and you can see Holly is passing with Cora, her diver, and they're both happy in the water exploring this beautiful dive site. As James from Divers already said, it's one of his favourite sites. It's a beautiful dive site. As we work our way back to the surface to jump on our second dive. For the second dive, we're dropping in at Betweenies. As you can see, Ern is dropping down with his two DSDs from Karachi in Pakistan. And as I'm dropping down my group, I come across a moon jelly. Now it's really cool these because we don't get them that often in Bermuda. Back home in Scotland, we get them all the time, especially big blooms of them. But in Bermuda, it's very rare to find them and see them. So I was really cool just filming this guy, cruising in the water, and it was really interesting how he ended up turning onto me and coming towards the camera. But of course, he's just looking for his next meal as he just runs the currents and just moves along in the ocean, which is really cool to see. But what was wicked was we had a very nice guest back out on the boat with us. We had Chris Molyneux. He's just coming up in a minute. He was a dive instructor at Dive Bermuda, one of our weekend warriors, for 13 years until he had to move back to Canada because of his job in 2019. But this is the first time he's been back to Bermuda, and it was great to see him back in the water. We miss you, Molly. Crazy not seeing you on the boat every weekend now, but hopefully you'll be back soon to Bermuda, and it was fantastic to see you again, mate. But as always, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey Mikey. Your camera down. This is what happens when diving is not on. Holly gets bored.
That's a good one. Again.
Oh, you're better than that.
Yeah.
Roll for it, roll for that. Actually, no, I'm got it.
Again. Oh no!
And that's the end of our fun.
Sorry guys. Should I get this back? I think I should.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video this week, and we'll see you next week.
Is that our outro?
Yeah.
Cool.
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 See ya.
Bye! Life's like a box of chocolates. I've never seen the movie.